Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first time. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? You doing okay? I'm doing okay. It's Golden Week in Osaka. Golden Week in Japan is kind of a collection of national holidays that are very close together, so people often take an extended period off. I didn't really get the consecutive holiday experience this time, but I still got plenty of days off to enjoy a few different things, including the Expo. I was lucky enough to get a discount code for the season pass, so I did get the 6-month pass. So I've got a chance to go a lot of times now to the Expo. I've already gone 3 times already. You've seen my first video, hopefully, which is where I went for the first time. Please check that out. I'm not going to make that video invalid. I'm going to kind of add to it as we go along, so you can watch the whole series. But today I'm not actually going to take you into the Expo. I'm just going to give you some advice if you're planning on visiting. Because I've got the benefit of 3 times now. I've kind of been learning lessons every time, so hopefully my advice can help you out a little bit. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to give you 10 useful pieces of advice to enjoy the Expo a bit more. So yeah, there we go. Please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, also leave a comment or a question if you have any, and share this channel to anyone who's thinking of going to the Expo or just coming to Japan. I've got lots of other Japan content here. And also, if you really love this video, give me a super like, or you can join one of my membership levels to get some extra stuff. That really helped me support this channel, so please help me out. Okay, so I've got my list. I've got this in front of me. I can't remember things off the top of my head. So my first tip is about booking. Now, when you buy your ticket, you don't buy it for a particular day, but when you buy the ticket, then you can book the day you're going to enter. You can change that up to 3 times, I think, before you can't change it anymore. So yeah, there we go. I told you in the other video, I'll recap briefly. There are kind of ticket lotteries to get into some of the pavilions. Some of the pavilions need reservations, or some of the pavilions can be reserved. So there are kind of 3 rounds of that. The first one is between 2 and 3 months before you enter. There's a lottery then. There's another one from 1 month to 8 days before. That's another lottery. You make 5 choices of pavilions for those, and you only get one of those at most. You might not even get any if you pick a really popular one. So after those 2 rounds, you're only going to have a maximum of 2 reservations. The third round is starting from midnight 3 days before your entry day. So for example, if you're entering on Sunday, it'll be midnight of like Wednesday or Thursday, you know, the kind of middle of Wednesday and Thursday. That is a kind of trolley dash thing. You just have to grab the first one you can get. You can only make one of those as well. So anything that's still got some vacancies, you can make a grab for it. And then finally, on the day, you can get, you can make 1 reservation on the spot. And once you use that reservation, you enter the pavilion, then you can rebook another one. So that's the kind of mechanism for getting reservations. So I think a nice balance of making reservations. If you have a big shopping list of things you really want to see, you can just kind of roll the dice. You could book like more than 2 months in advance when you're going to enter. This is only a 6-month event, so we're going to run out of time for those soon. I recommend booking 9 days in advance, because that will make you eligible for the 1 week, what is it, 1 month to 8 days lottery, and then fairly soon you can get your 3 days before trolley dash. So you can get a maximum of 2 there without too much planning ahead. 4 days would be fine as well. That can get you into the 3 days ahead thing. I would say if you're trying to get onto the everyone for themselves lottery, then log in early, log in like an hour early, because it's getting very crowded online before midnight. So it's waiting times of like 40 minutes or more, so you might miss the 12 o'clock turnaround, so then you'll have to kind of just see what's left over, because people are very organized now. So there we go, that's my first advice. So book either 9 days ahead or 4 days ahead, and then that can put you in a nice position to make some reservations, and make sure you know when you've got to make your reservations by. My second piece of advice is don't make reservations too early in the day or too late. well, I mean, too late's not too bad, but you might be flagging a bit and feeling a little bit exhausted. I would say try to book them maybe earliest 45 minutes or an hour before, an hour after your entry time. Because if you're entering at 9 o'clock, there's a good chance you're not going to get in for 30 minutes or maybe even longer. So in that case, you're going to be really stuck. If you know you're reserving something on the East Gate side or the West Gate or whatever entry gate you're choosing, then, well, maybe it's not too bad, but yeah, just be careful about those early in the morning ones. Yeah, personally, I think the best way for me to do it is going to be booking early-ish, because that means I can kind of get that out of the way, get the big one out of the way, and then I'm kind of free to just sort of do things as I like then. The first time I came, I made all 3 reservations, and I felt a little bit hamstrung really, because I was kind of manoeuvring all my other visits around these reservations, which kind of left me a bit inflexible. But maybe that's fine for you. Yeah, just beware. Don't do what I did. Yeah, too late as well. There's the chance that you'll be able to get a reservation anyway. So yeah, if it's a last resort, you might get really tired as well by the time, especially if you're entering at 9 o'clock. That's a long day. I'm pretty much struggling with those timings. So yeah, there we go. Third one, some of the pavilions are reservation only. I think most of the countries you can just go in. There might be a little line outside, but that's not too bad. Some of them you can make a reservation, but there's also like an option for non-reserved entry. So places like Thailand, there was like a non-reserved line. There was one for Korea as well. There are the information about which ones are reservation only is a bit scattered and contradictory. So Canada and the Netherlands are the ones I've owned. The only ones I've seen so far that haven't had a reservation only. Sorry, the only ones that haven't had no reservation lines or access later on. So for example, things like that. Those will be ones to reserve earlier if you can. And they're strict about that. You can't negotiate with them. Some of them, yeah, got a bit looser as time went on. So yeah, Korea had their entry without reservation. Even the Japan Pavilion, which I thought was going to be difficult to get into, that ended up, I think the third day I came, that was opening up for non-reserved entry as well. So things are changing, things are evolving. I think as the number of guests goes down a little bit in rainy season or the hot season, you have more opportunities. But the corporate ones, I think, seem to be sticking to the guns with having reservations. So for example, the NTT Pavilion I went to last time, you definitely need a reservation for that. The Electric Pavilion, which I'm going to show you a bit later on, that was the same. So the corporate ones tend to be a bit more strict with their reservations. Okay, that's all kind of reservation talk. Now, my fourth one is to, if you are interested in getting a passport, get it straight away. When you get into the door, I've been using the East Gate the whole time. The shop is a little bit hidden away. It's even tucked away behind some trees, which I think was a bit strange. Now they've got people yelling out for, waving their merchandise at you. It sounded a bit dirty, didn't it? Make a beeline straight for the shop. These passports are right inside the door, and you can just go straight to the till, and then you're done. That took less than 3 minutes for me, because I knew where I was going. At that point, your on-the-spot reservations, they only trigger after 10 minutes after entering, so you've got a little bit of time before you can try and make your on-the-day reservations. So yeah, pick up the passport. So the passports, if you don't know already, these are ones that you can keep all your stamps in from the various pavilions. They've got them for the countries, they've got them for the like corporate ones, they've got all sorts of things. There's also a big stamp you can get, which is, if you go through the East Gate and then you do a U-turn, looking at the East Gate, on the left-hand side, there's a big building, and in front of that building there's a little stand you can get your entrance stickers. There is a Myaku one, which is changes every month. I've got 2 of them so far. I've got the April one, which I did upside down, and then also the May one. So you can line up for those if you want. That's just inside the East Gate, inside the ring. So that's the Myaku house. There's a bit of extra space, so if you get stickers from the other pavilions, you can put those in too. So that's the passport. You might want to get one of those if you want to. Get that early, because Otherwise you'll have to go back to the pavilions to get the stamps again. Number 5, getting around the park can be a little confusing. Do they give out maps? No. You can buy a map for 200 yen from the information center. Again, for the East Gate, straight ahead of you, there's a kind of circular building, not very big. That's where you can buy the paper maps. You can print them out off the website as well, which I did. I printed this out at 7-Eleven, so fairly good map. I didn't actually tend to use it that much. I'm getting used to where things are, but also I was using the official app as well. That's got a map with a GPS in it too. When it's busy though, it does tend to crash a little bit, so you might get stuck, but that can help you get to various places. It's got a little nice search option too. It's got information about events too, and yeah, all sorts of stuff. The annoying thing though is that the tickets, you need QR codes. You can print those QR codes out as well, so you could just get your piece of paper if you like that. I found that useful because every time you log onto the ticket website, it times out quite quickly, so I had to re-log in and get the one-time password, and it's a whole pain in the bum. So you can print out your tickets. Oh, by the way, I found out where you can see your reservations on the ticket now. So if you open your QR code, a little kind of window will pop up. There's a little button on the bottom saying reservation status, so you can see your reservations and times there. I didn't know that the first time. Yeah, so yeah, the app's useful. Tickets, you have to use the website, which is really annoying, so maybe it might be worth printing those out. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, okay. As for kind of quality of life things, I do strongly recommend bringing some sun protection, whether that's a hat, a sunscreen, parasol, because it is very, well, it's been very sunny, and there's not a lot of shade. The ground ring is good for providing shade, and people often eat their lunch in there. But if you're stuck waiting outside a pavilion for a long time, especially things like France and America, that's going to be pretty bad. And also waiting outside the East Gate, they had a long line. Hopefully they're going to put up some kind of marquee tunnel things to protect people in the really hot summer. Otherwise I think people are going to get into real health trouble. Don't let that be you, so bring some sun protection. Now, number 7, if you're on a budget, bring food. You can bring food in, you can bring drinks in. You can't bring glass bottles or cans. You can bring plastic bottles or your refillable bottles, that's okay. They might check them on the door, depends. They might make you open it and take a swig if that's necessary. But yeah, you can do that. There are convenience stores inside the site as well. There's not very many of them. I think there's one Family Mart, one Lawson maybe, and then I saw a 7-Eleven as well. So you can get your snacks and things there if you want to save money, because there is food and drink available in the pavilions, but they tend to be quite expensive. So yeah, there we go. If you're expecting to eat something from the pavilion each time, then yeah, bring some currency. I will say, be careful of some of the smaller pavilions. Their restaurants do end up closing earlier, like the Maltese one, for example. That was already closed by 7, I think, so don't expect to just go at dinner time. Now, I said bring currency if you want to spend some money. Don't bring actual cash though, because that's going to be fairly useless in the Expo site. So my point number 8 is no cash. There is an Expo wallet app you can use. I haven't used that so far. I can use credit cards. There's also the IC cards, like the tap cards, like the Ikoka card, for example. You can use that to pay if you've got some credit on it. I don't know if there's a place to top up your credit though, so just be aware of that. And also the QR codes like PayPay or whatever, you can use those as well. So they're trying to be fairly cashless in this event, so please be mindful of that as well. Now, a couple of little tips as well. Number 9, there is a water show. I think there's a couple of showings of it. I think there's one in the afternoon, but there's also one about 7:30 and 8:30, I think. If you really want to see this and get a good seat, you can make a reservation for it, and that will get you into the seated area. If you're just going to kind of stand on the sidelines, get there early because it does fill up really quickly. And I don't know why they did this, but there's a kind of the water area. In front of the water area, there's a kind of long, straight bit of land, but it's kind of inclined up, So there's kind of inclines up and then there's a rail. So if you're at the front, you can see perfectly, but if you're behind it, you're, of course there's someone tall in front of you, that's hard, but even then you've got to be on a layer lower. So you're really going to have trouble seeing that. You can see it from the Grand Ring as well, but people are going to get there really early too for that, after sunset. So yeah, if you're planning to do the water show, do that early, get there early, or make a reservation. You can also, if you're not really interested in the water show, you can use that to your advantage, because people are going to be going there. It's going to draw the crowds over that area. That might be a good chance to see some of the other pavilions. So that'll take me to number 10. There are a lot of chances to enter without a long wait if you go after dark. There are tickets for the after dark entry. It's, I think, from 5 o'clock entry. It's about 3,700 yen, I think, or something like that. So yeah, some of the pavilions, as things start to wind down, the groups with families, they tend to go home. The older people who've been there since the morning, they want to go home too. So the lines are going down. Places like China, Switzerland, I don't know, Austria, all these kind of ones that you think, oh, that'd be nice, but the line's a bit long. That might be a good chance for you to go in. So especially if it starts to rain towards the end of the day, that'll be a great chance, because the first day I went, it did rain in the evening and people kind of started milling home fairly early. So yeah, use that as an opportunity to enter. There's a bit of a balance, because some of the pavilions close earlier. It's like there might be last entry at 8 o'clock or something like that, but there we go. There is also a drone show right at the end. I think the drone show is partly to get people's attention and then get them out of the parks, get them out of the pavilions as well. So at the end, they kind of flash up the east and west gate directions. They kind of like, scram. Okay, so I think that's my 10 recommendations for happier life at the Expo. I might amend this later on if I think of anything else, but please watch my other Expo videos for any additional advice. Yeah, so don't focus too much on the reservations unless there's one you really want to go that needs them. One thing I will say, if you made a reservation for a late event or late reservation from your on-the-spot reservations, that's kind of locked you in for the whole day then, so you can't make any other reservations for that one. I made a bit of a mistake on my second day. I managed to reserve the Polish Chopin concert in the Polish pavilion, I think. So that kind of locked me in for the whole day. That was at like 7 o'clock. And when I got there, they just let me into the pavilion and they just thought I was a regular entry person. It turns out the concert was somewhere else and I missed it completely, so I basically wasted a whole day of reservations. Not that that's the end of the world if you lose your reservation, because there are plenty of places you can go in the meantime. Just don't kind of fill in too much coverage with your reservations, otherwise you'll get kind of stuck thinking like, oh, I want to go there, but I've got my reservation soon. I'm kind of stuck in the middle. Okay, I think that's enough for this one. So please let me know if you have any other questions or comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, leave a comment, share this channel. Give me a super like if you found this useful. That will help me continue this channel and show you some more interesting contents. You can also join one of my membership levels. I'll give you some extra stuff as well if you do that. So there we go. Thank you. I think my voice is getting a bit husky, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned to this channel because I'm going to have a lot more Expo content in the future. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.